What is up, you guys? Welcome to your 27th tutorial of programming in C. And in this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to fly. Just kidding. Actually, I'm going to teach you the third type of function, that is with no return type and with parameters. Now, the previous two types of functions that we saw, we didn't really used to type anything in these parentheses. We just used to leave it blank, but this time we are actually going to pass some parameters. Okay, so let's first of all declare a void type function, because we aren't really going to return any value. And that's the same reason why we type void in front of main, because main function doesn't really return any value or anything to some other functions. Okay, so let's make the same function again, add function, but this time we are going to pass some parameters. So in these brackets we actually need to mention the type of parameters which we are going to pass. Okay, so if it's going to be integer type, we just type int. And for the add function, we actually need two parameters. So let me just put two ints here. We can put how many ever parameters we want, but for add function we just want two. So there you go. And let's come down here and where we actually are going to program the add function. Okay, so let's type void add, and in these brackets will be the code for adding. Okay, now, when we start programming our add function, we actually need to mention the variables where we are going to store the values which are passed from the main. Okay, we will store it in A and int B. So whatever value which we pass from the main function is going to stored in A and B. Let me just code the main function first, and then we will code for the add function. Okay, so what we are going to do is that we are going to ask the user to enter two numbers. We are going to send those two numbers from here to this function, and then this function will perform the addition and it will print out the answer. Okay, so let's first of all declare variables where we actually store the two numbers. Now what we can do is that we can actually declare A and B here as well, but that will just confuse you guys, so let me just use D and E this time. Okay, so let's print out a statement for our users. I'm sorry, enter. Let me just move this cursor. Two numbers and new line. Okay, scanf is gonna be person D and ampersand D and ampersand E. Okay, so we have stored the values which user has entered in D and E. Now we actually want to send these two values here. So to do this, we just call the add function, and inside these brackets we type D and E. So what this will do is that the value of D will be sent to the add function and it will be stored in A, and the value of E will be sent to add function and it will be stored in B. Okay, so the values of D and E will be accessible by add function by A and B. So to bring this in use, let's declare a variable called C where we actually store the sum of these two numbers, and we type C is equals to A plus B. Now we don't really need to declare A and B again because we have done it here already. Okay, so only thing remaining is to print out C. The sum is not is person D, and it will be stored in C. So we have printed C, and let's run this code and see how it works. Enter two numbers, 4 enter, 90 enter. Okay, the sum is 94. Pretty cool. So what we can actually do here is that we can instead of just printing out the answer, we can also return the value of C again to the main function. So that will be the fourth type of function. I thought of showing you the fourth type in the next tutorial, but I think I have time in this tutorial as well. So let me just show that to you in this tutorial itself. So to return the value of C again to the main function, we type return C and semicolon. Okay, now this is not going to be void anymore. Let's make it int because it's going to return an integer type value, and even here we need to make it int. Okay, so now this add function will return the value C here, but we are actually not storing this value anyway. So let's just declare another variable f this time, and let's store the value in f. So what will happen is that the value of c, that is the sum of the two numbers, will be returned, and it will be and it will be stored in f. So what we want to do is that we just want to print out f. And one more thing is that you can't really use one function's variables into other functions variable in other functions. Okay, for example, if f has been declared in main function, you cannot print out f here. Okay, for that you actually need to declare f again, but the value of both the f's in different functions won't be same. So let's print out the value of f. The sum is person D. I'm sorry, that's not the person sign. Person D, and we print out F. So this is the fourth type of function, and this is with parameters with return type. Okay, so it's also returning a value and it also has parameters. So let's run this and see if it works. 56 and 1. Okay, the sum is 57. So cool. So that's all about functions. That's all the four types of function. And probably in the next videos, I don't know what I'll be talking about, but trust me, I'll find something interesting. So thanks for watching, and we meet in the next video.